Now the wind management grid generators. Ramp rate control simulators. This simulators will have users analyze a load curve to calculate the wind generation. According to a wind forecast tool, users will also have to calculate and determine which generating unit to dispatch, following the generating unit ramp rate, and will have to match each time with the load curve, according to a load forecast tool. The actions of the load and wind forecast tools will give users results for what will happen 8 seconds later. The action of hitting the next button is what will bring us 8 seconds later. If they want to know if their actions were correct, users will only have to press the next button. Let's have a look at what users will find with this simulator. In the middle left of the page, the user's scores. Top left, load forecast. Just below the frequency. Middle left, the actual load. And on bottom left the wind forecast. As you can see, we have wind turbines. On the right, we find generating units and the regulating reserve, with its limits in megawatts. What is in use? And what is required? If users go below or over the limits, this will affect the frequency because the AGC is updated every 8 seconds. And this might now leave you enough room to work. Please note that ramp rate on the right will be changing every time users launch a new practice session. Finally, to complete the simulator, you'll find the load curve on top right. Let's have a look at one example. Basically, what users have to do with this simulator is to calculate the differences between the forecast load and the actual load, and also between forecasted and actual wind. Of course, as we all know, the wind is not a stable element. What happens, for example, if we have more megawatts than forecasted? The answer is to decrease the generation by the same amount of megawatts and therefore readjust the ramp rates. When wind increases, users will have to readjust the ramp rates to keep up the proper level. And if wind picks up, react accordingly. Let's play the game. Increase the generation. Then press next. Using the wheels. Generation has been increased. Pressing on next will put this generation in effect. And at the same time load will follow the load curve. Check the regulating reserve. Generation has been increased too much. Frequency went up. On the verge to lose a mark. Let's increase the load. Not changing the generation. Check the regulating reserve. A GC did not have sufficient margin. Frequency went down. We can see we lost a mark. We hope you enjoy this simulator and can stay at all time between the regulating reserve's limits. There are several levels. From beginners to experts to ultra operators. At which level will you want to be?